The Spotlight on Frazee is brought to you by the Frazee Forum, your locally owned and operated newspaper serving Frazee and Vergas. Frazee Family Foods, open 8 to 8, 7 days a week on East Main, the city of Frazee. When booking your special event, they invite you to the Frazee Event Center. Frazee Community Club. Check out their new website, FrazeeCommunityClub.com, for current events, membership, and business sponsorship. And United Community Bank, where you are among friends. Member FDIC.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I am your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here with Nick Courneya, the athletic director for the Frazee school system. Hi, Nick.
Hello. Thank you for having me today.
Well, it's a beautiful day out here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's tough to plan when you come to this springtime of the year because, a couple days ago on Monday, it was actually a real gorgeous day out, but then you got today, there's snow in the air, so it's always a question mark of what we're going to be expecting here in the spring when we get involved with our activities.
Well, I know you've got some interesting things coming up, including some building projects.
Yeah, that's correct. One thing the Frazee school system has wanted to take tackle was improving our facilities. And one here behind me, as you can see, there's a slab started, but our construction trades is going to be in the process here soon, any day, and it's weather permitting again. They'll be putting up a new summer rec building here that'll be utilized to store our baseball and our softball material used again with the school, in the school activities, but also with our summer rec. So that'll be a nice improvement to this facility and the overall look around our ball diamonds here.
Well, and I know things have been changing. I look at the cages around, the dugouts and the scoreboards and the new canopy, and we're going to be having new bleachers and another building over there, too.
Yeah, that's correct. We were fortunate. The Frazee Lions and the Frazee baseball boosters kind of worked that out together. They built that canopy as a piece to develop a grandstand, which we're hoping to get some stands put into place here in the near future. And then there's also another little storage unit behind right by our home dugout area for the baseball complex over there. And yeah, as you can see, we got our advertisement up on the fields now, and both fields having scoreboards, which was brought in here with the previous activities director, Dave Troutman. So yeah, there's a lot of great things happening with our outside facilities that way.
Well, it's always good to see that, to know that we keep improving things for the kids in our area here, and of course I know you've got some other interesting things coming up here too, but when you look out here today, it's hard to believe the amount of kids that come and play here and the amount of people that actually come and watch ball.
Yeah, that's correct. Our site has become a place where tournaments like to be hosted, and on April 16th we're hosting our annual softball tournament. We have 8 teams coming. That's 11 o'clock. Would be the first pitch on that day. It's a Saturday, and the pace setter basketball tournament will be in town. They love using our facilities because of the amount of gyms we have. So that's going to be a wild time on that date, April 16th, and we're also considered as a neutral site for a lot of softball playoffs because of our outside facilities. So it's great that we can utilize our outdoor facilities like this and show it off to the community and outside communities also.
Yeah, it's great to have those people come to our area, and see what we have to offer, and of course now, this is your second year as athletic director or third now?
This will be my third year now.
Wow, time's going quick.
Yeah, it does, and sometimes I got to reflect back, what I did last year or the year before and see what accommodation or changes we need to make this year. But, but if you're surrounded by good people, they help out that process also.
You bet. And now, what other things do you have coming up this spring?
One thing I wanted to share too is coming up, the Hall of Fame piece here coming the end of May is basically we look at the deadline date at the end of the May for any new applications turned in by the public on previous administrators, teams, athletes, or community members that people want to be nominated in our Hall of Fame. And that comes the end of the May. You can go online to print off the applications or come to the high school office too to receive that. But again, that's the last, I can't remember the date offhand, but it's that last date in May.
And who do you have in the Hall of Fame so far now?
Well, now you're going to be hitting my memory bank here. This past year we had Jeff Zitzo. We had the 1992 wrestling team. We had our staple community people and coaches, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And previously to that, too, we would have had Woody Blazing, Sherry Byer, Scott Bergman, Shane Kangas. And I'm afraid I might be missing one in there. There's always one that a person's missing. But again, too, that is something I always keep posting up on our website, too, on our public school website for Frazee, for anyone to ever go in and see who has been inducted. But that's off the top of my head. That's who I got.
That's pretty good. And all great people and good teams.
Yeah, that's correct, yep. You know, and those are all pieces that our Hall of Fame induction committee looks at, too. As all those pieces, obviously they have their accomplishments, but they also look at the character of the people also.
Well, you know, it's always great to be up here at the school system and see what's happening out here, even if, you know, we could be throwing snowballs today if there were some around. But I appreciate you being on the program, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, remember, April 16th, you know, is going to be the softball
tournament, correct. And in the pace setter at our high school and elementary buildings also, that's a big-time basketball tournament.
You know, how many fields do we have here?
We have 3 softball fields. We have our 1 combination field, and then we have our varsity baseball field here to my left, and then the original water tower field, as we call it, that's up by the high school.
Well, and I know that the school district has just recently acquired some property here from the Kelly farm here.
Yeah, that's correct. Here, just behind our varsity baseball field, they acquired that property for just, you know, future expansion if something is to come to the table. We have that option, but tentatively working here, as I talked with our head baseball coach, Annie McCulson, we looked at that. We're like, it's going to, again, be a facility improvement as we clean that area up, remove some of those trees, get the grass cut down, remove the fence. So that's going to be an open area, keep it clean. You know what, and I'm sure we're going to find a few balls when we start cleaning that up. And that's part of the process, is cleaning that up, you know, and having a respectful looking area for when our community and outside community come in to watch a game.
Well, and then the other big thing that's kind of in the works, and we're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, is we've been talking about a new wrestling and training facility.
Yeah, that's correct. It's tell you what, this month here of April, in the next 2 weeks, I just talked with our representative, Craig Ramsey, and it will be going to the committee to see where they stand and on how much they will donate here to the Frazee Public Schools towards that facility. You know, and that's kind of an up in an air question yet, as far as, you know, we look at what funds we do receive and how do we attack that situation with those funds and what the school can also support with that. So yeah, this is going to be, it's a student commons, potential theater, an area of relocation of our wrestling program, you know, training. I'm just throwing ideas, training room, you know, potential weight room. Those are all pieces that are on the discussion board once, you know, we find out those funds are available.
Well, I appreciate you being on the program, Nick, you know, and as we always say, you know, pet your dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbors. And we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.